Hey everyone, I'm Brian here for the Heavy Heart to talk to you today about Catharsis, the ninth album by the long-running metal band Machine Head. Prior to the release of this CD, Rob told the fans not to expect a heavy CD like the last couple they've heard. He said it was going to be more in vein from their late 90s, early 2000 years that were more nu metal or even metalcore years. This won't go bad at all. Maybe not. It's funny that they call this album Catharsis, because I don't think they got the good kind from it. They did adopt a lot of their late 90s, early 2000s metalcore sound, like Supercharger, but then they also took some of their later, more modern metal, or pop metal as they call it sounding, and they mixed it into this hour and 15-minute bipolar mess of a CD that can never find its footing of what it wants to be or sound like. You get songs like Volatile that sound more like their recent work, and then you get stuff like California Bleeding that sounds like their early work, and then they try to flow back and forth between the two, and it can never find its footing. You'll be banging your head to a great moment of the song when it turns into a rap rock part or completely loses the flow of the song. Take, for example, Hope Begets Hope. Oh, we won't go. Marching orders, get up off your knees now. Whoa, begets hope. Or even the middle of Psychotic. Silence, a scream, torture by these doctrines. Get the fuck away from me and hide the knives, cause I can't trust myself tonight. I'll straight up lie and say anything to make it alright. Then I have to touch on the production a little bit from this CD. It sounds like they were going for a sort of raw and unfiltered type of sound, more rough and aggressive like their early years, but the sound doesn't quite match that. If you listen to something from 1994, it sounds like that. And here's something from 2008. Now, let's take a listen to the sound of Catharsis. This review not brought to you by Twisted Tea. The next big beef I have with this CD is Rob's voice. Because for me, this is the item that really kills the CD. You might be getting a good musical part going, but then Rob comes in with his voice and just doesn't have the balls he used to have. He's a 50-year-old guy. I don't expect him to still be able to pump out those loud, aggressive growls at this age. But then I don't expect him to also try to rap rock sing like he's in his 20s anymore. And don't get me wrong, I actually like the rap rock stuff that Machine Head does. Take a listen to this old track they used to do. Woo, woo. Check it out. I was that kid sitting over in the corner, smiling with a shit-eating grin. And I was that kid smiling in the back of class till I'm flying on mescaline. The problem is, Rob's not that age anymore, so when he tries to do it, it sounds like this. I can't afford a fucking thing in sight. Something about the state is just so right. San Francisco, give me your money. Drug craze, road rage, don't jack funny. Not even the rap rock parts are the problem. Listen to Kaleidoscope. During the big epic finale of the pounding chorus, it's supposed to be big, grandiose, and everyone chanting along with it. It sounds like Rob can barely hold his breath together to get the words out. Bleeding, they can't ignore us anymore, cause I don't give a fuck. We rise, we fall, and then we come together and defy them all. So get your middle fingers in the air, and babe, they can't ignore us anymore, cause I don't give a fuck. Then there are the lyrics. The lyrics on this CD are just bad. I know Rob has never been the top of the game when it came to lyrics, but this CD really has some misguided attempts at lyrics. You have the poor attempt at a country rock anthem in Bastards, the misguided attempt at the punk stylings of California Bleeding, and then whatever the hell you want to call Triple Beam.
Make you take a test, see if you would rat him out and stab him in the chest. He'd make you suck the glass dick called the dragon's breath. Smoke a giant hit of speed, prove you weren't the feds. Your heart would be so fast before your eyes like flash. Ain't easy to make cash, living off of meth.
Triple Beam exemplifies everything wrong on this CD. It was like Rob just got listening to Done to Follow the Leader by Korn in his car and decided, hey guys, let's write a cover of this, and they came out with this terrible sounding song in 2018. It's just... Oh, go!
They call it crack, speed, rosebud, methamphetamine. They call it crack, ice, bathtub, methamphetamine.
Even though it sounds like I really hated this CD, there was some moments that I want to call out as really good. My favorite song on the CD has to be Heavy Lies the Crown. This song is the closest they get to that blackening, Undo the Locust style of writing. The song is nearly 9 minutes long, and you don't really ever get bored during it. It starts off slow with the building, and then gets into a pumping verse, into a heavy chorus, then the thrashy guitar solos, and the comeback down at the end. It's really well written. The biggest problem, though, is Rob's lyrics really leave the song lacking for something like Halo or Clenching the Fist of Dissent. Those powerful lyrics just aren't there anymore.
Spies to watch the guilty scene, devise a twisted plot and gently pull the strings. I slink along the boulevard and listen to the streets. The avenues and gutters give me truth they speak.
In addition to that track, I do think Catharsis, Grind You Down, Volatile are some of the good tracks on the CD. Even that Beyond the Pale is a really good song. Oh yeah, forgot about that one. As I said, I like a lot of the parts of the album, but they don't equal a complete package. I think this is going to be Machine Head's Saint Anger album. It's going to be really big in the headlines for the next 2 years. We're going to hear Rob really try to sing its praises, saying this is the style we're going with, and then maybe they'll come out with something more familiar and actually cathartic. And they'll say, that was just a misstep for us. Or maybe Rob will keep flying in the face of everyone and going, fuck the world, like Volatile says, and just keep going down this path. At the end of the day, I'm going to give this album a 3 out of 10, because it's not a big steaming pile of shit, but it's not passable either. It's more like a polished turd that you could try to sell off to someone who didn't know any better. I'm Brian, this is The Heavy Heart. Keep it here for more reviews, interviews, and metal.